What's going on, you guys? Thank you very much for joining me on this video. This is Good Investor. I hope you're all well. Wanted to make this new video as we're wrapping up May to actually dedicate this one on the stock market, what is exactly going on, what you can expect, because there's a couple of things happening in the market, some of the potential opportunities. Wanted to cover it on this one and actually mention some of the comments mentioned by Cathie Wood herself and actually analyze what she means and some of the opportunities she sees. So wanted to make sure I cover all that, and without further ado, let's deep dive into the video. And again, guys, if you like any point mentioned throughout the video, make sure you hit that like button. It would absolutely help the video outreach the right number of people. And without further ado, let's talk about the video, what's going on. And let's talk about the market today a little bit. As today's Friday, the week has been sort of stable, and overall this month, if we look at it here, it shows a little negative, but of course, as we can see, it's completely stable. And we know that there have been a lot of uncertainties throughout May, and this is sort of a normal thing from my opinion, that it always happens around April, May, that some sort of uncertainties happen in the market, and 2020 has been one of the examples, and we saw that in 2019 as well. I covered that in the couple of videos earlier, so if you're interested, make sure you watch them as well. But I think this is a normal thing that we're seeing sort of a stable May, and a lot of things are coming in the pipeline. So let's go to this article as well as video on CNBC, and let's see what Cathie Wood has to say to us.
Cathie, good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us.
Happy to be here, Wilfred. Thank you.
Let's touch, if we may, on this sort of current pullback. Do you actually welcome that as a long-term buying opportunity for a lot of the stocks you love, or are you feeling the heat a little bit?
Oh, I love this setup. The last time I was on, I think I said that this rotation was good news because it meant the bull market was broadening out. It was strengthening. And the worst thing that could have happened to us is to have the market narrowly focus on just our ilk of stock, the innovation space. Instead, it has broadened out so that year to date, I think it's energy's up 40%, financials are up 27%. And from the peak in mid-February, our strategies are down. The ones that have been hit the hardest, not all of them, are down 30 to 35%. I love that setup. We're at, from our point of view, 5-year time horizon, nothing has changed except the price, and therefore the return, which at the peak of the market and of our strategy in mid-February, we expected a compound annual rate of return of 15% on average per year from our strategies. Now that the prices are down, that number is somewhere in the 25 to 30% range.
So there are a couple of points mentioned on this video by Cathie Wood that I wanted to actually highlight. And first of all, I mean, obviously this headline tells a lot. I love this setup. Rotation is good news. And some of the things to recap from this video is that Cathie Wood essentially says that she likes how the markets are set up and she sees a lot of opportunities out there. And some of the really great points mentioned is that the fundamentals did not really change on some of the stock prices that have gone down. So essentially, this is a very key point for an investor like myself and probably yourself as well, is that if you're looking at on stocks for long term, and if the fundamentals have not changed, that 25-30% that we could see the price adjustment in the market, that could be actually a wonderful opportunity, because you could get those stocks that you already bought in discount. And if you really believe, and believing means long-term holding, and at some point in the future, that would be a comeback to those stocks, and that 25-30% could obviously would be a very great return for yourself because you bought them really at a discount in the market. So that means that there's a lot of opportunities in the market. We covered a lot of videos talking about specific stocks that we see what is going on in the market. You can definitely watch those videos as well. And if you like those videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure that you are not missing any of the ones coming in the future. So there's another thing that I wanted to also mention in this video is this chart right here, brought by JPM, S&P 500 year-over-year operating earning per share growth. So what does exactly mean? It's a combination of all the 500 all the 500 companies that are within S&P 500, and all of those earnings that were reported are combined and actually averaged down, and we can see the growth here. And it's actually a very important chart here because it actually shows sort of a return that could be expected from S&P 500 during those years that we can see here, because some of the stock returns are almost identical to how the company performs, and the performance is usually looked at in EPS, which is earnings per share, and we can see it right here. So let me actually pause here. You can pause it at any point in this video to actually analyze it yourself, this chart, but I'll give it 3 seconds and deep dive into what exactly I see right here. So we can see that here, it's actually a beautiful chart. We can see that in 2001, during the dot-com bubble, the S&P 500 actually dropped, and we can see that earnings also dropped, which actually does show some of the negative returns here in the market. We can see 31%, but this is an absolutely great trend that we can actually analyze, that as markets did go down, we would see a massive comeback with a wonderful returns. And we can see that when in 2008, 2007, 2008, there was a market crash. We can see that actually the market did do phenomenally right after that, and we could see a massive comeback. So what does this chart essentially tells us? It tells us that essentially after each drop of the earnings within the specific year, we do see a massive comeback right after that. And we do see that in a couple of years here, and we can see one happening in 2020. So that is something that could be also saw as an investors, and you could actually also use this chart as well to justify some of the moves that you could be doing in the market. Let me know what you guys think. If you think Cathie Wood is crazy, or actually she's right about some of the things that is happening in the market, would absolutely love to hear your points. And let me know what you guys think. Love you. Talk to you later.